for being here. Our liaison, and go ahead, you guys can do your introductions of who you are.
Allison Iskowitz.
And Nikki Patton, the Parks and Rec and Lifestyle team.
This time, are there any others comments, or guest comments, anybody like to say?
After you get to the dog park, or you got the dog park, the other parts of that. At that point, I mean.
Not only, we just want to thank the team because you've been working very hard. I know, I'm excited about everything we're gonna go over today. So, and lots of stuff and lots of things happening between now and next year, and just want to say thank you for all the hard work, and I know you've put in hours and hours. So it's exciting to have the meeting and discuss all these things. Like a motion to adopt the agenda.
Yes.
Any changes or corrections, additions, or anything you'd like to add at this time on the agenda, or we're good to go? We'll move on then, the action items and discussion items. This time, I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting, July 8th. Any additions or corrections? Discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're gonna move on to item B, that, the special event updates. Take it away, Allison.
All right. The one right above it, the one that says July 8th Special Events Committee meeting, I just figured since there was a lot that we had discussed in that last one, to maybe I'll just recap briefly on what we discussed for the last one. So that way we are all kind of on the same page. So I'll get there after I do a couple of updates. So Food Truck Friday, as most of you are now aware, for August has been canceled. There was, the last one, not even 400 people showed up for the whole 4 hours. So the trucks were losing a lot of money. It's costing Provo some money to put it out too. So we just decided to cancel that, and we will go over a brand new event in a little bit that we decided to try to get the attendance back up. As far as holiday concert goes, we did a site walk with the set and props manager of the New R Productions for the holiday concert, just to make sure that Lakeside would work for the concert, and they gave us the all clear. They also gave us the option to have the set that you saw in the video custom built for us specifically. And they also decided to do it as a sponsorship with a pretty big discount for the custom build. So that set does not exist for anybody else, and we're the only one that are going to have it. And it was approved by the board already, so it's all green lit. We're good to go. Pups and Pines updates. So I reached out to every vendor from Paws in the Park, and we've already had about 6 respond so far and submit applications. That includes Swift Paws that I know that we discussed the last time, so we'll also get to that in a little bit. And then as far as Spooky Soiree goes, Kilwins did respond about the caramel apples. Unfortunately, they are not able to do those on site due to the caramel being made in-house, and the machine can't be outdoors. So they were very excited to be asked to be involved in the events with CROA. So they did say to, keep them updated for anything further they would love to help us out with. The tavern did agree to do the bar for that event, which right there saves us $500. So lots of exciting things. And then just to refresh the past meeting minutes on kind of what we discussed in just small detail. The costs for the booths are between $250 to $300. We do have 9 vendors now, which we actually just had 2 more sign up this morning. Home Expo. So this will be the final year for the expo before it turns into that health and wellness expo. So we are working on a push for the social media right now because we only have, now we have 11 as of this morning, which is very low.
Don't have enough that we can.
Yeah, I just thought of that this morning. So I don't have a specific answer yet, but there has to be. We can't have an expo and there's only 10 vendors, you know? So we'll look into that after we put out another push for vendor applications. I've been doing a lot of outreach today with pushing out for everybody that was here last year. There were 34 vendors last year, so hopefully we'll get some more soon. As far as the Island Village concert in the park we discussed, we did do the potential of the Rock the Block style event, but between the costs and the details, we decided to put that on hold for 2025. Spooky Soiree, we discussed the attendant or the guest policy, as well as closing the pool for this event. So that is going to the board for approval on August 27th. Dory will be in attendance for that one to speak on the committee's behalf, as to why we are requesting that, to speak more on the safety of that.
On the policy, I was just reviewing it a little while ago, and, children are twelve inside in the household and are accompanied by ID or entry free of charge. So like a 13-year-old that comes and doesn't have, the ID, how are we handling that?
Last year they had to find either their parent or because I know that was our biggest thing last year, was that we were getting yelled at over that specific thing. So it's a big push to really have those pro IDs, because technically everybody over the age of 12 should have one that resides here. So we're pushing a lot on social. We're going to be doing a lot of just that kind of information on the guest policy. We did actually have like 2 people that we put it up on Square already for people to pre-purchase their guest tickets. And we've had 2 families actually already do that. So it's really just about pushing the information out there, to make sure that it's very clear on what that policy is before they get to the gate.
And then the other thing we talked about was having the 2 lines.
Yes, yeah, we're still doing that. Holiday Fest, we just informed you of all of the activity updates upon that event. And then the 2026 anniversary update, we gave you the drone show options. The logo was almost finalized, and then we were going to look for our sponsors for the show. And then what we ended on was father-daughter. We just kind of touched on those ideas and themes for this year, and then we put it on hold to put it on August's agenda. So that's everything that was discussed for the last meeting. And again, just wanted to throw that out there so that way we were a little bit refreshed. And that is all for updates. Anybody have anything to say before we move on to reviewing the Food Truck Friday? No? Perfect.
Do you want to say anything about anything? Oh, we're gonna do that next, the battle.
Yeah. That is next. So as far as July 11th food truck went, we actually only had 8 trucks, and one of them actually didn't even show up. So we had 7. It was the slowest that I've ever seen or witnessed a food truck be. I had time to actually go and speak to each truck individually. DJ City Beat was on the lawn. There was still only, the lawn was full past a certain point, but then everybody left once the music stopped. So it was the last hour. They were only there for the music. None of them really bought food. So with that said, this event is something that Kat, who kind of is the vendor of all food trucks, she brought to my attention in 2021 when I first started here. So she's been looking to do this kind of thing. So it's Battle of the Food Trucks. Thank you. So the whole point of Battle of the Food Trucks, it's a new event that'll be on Saturday, September 13th from 4 to 8 p.m. Kat has already told me we actually have over 15 trucks now that were interested in this. So we went from all the trucks not wanting to come back because they were losing a lot of money to everybody's desperately banging on the door to do this event specifically. So we do have over the 15 trucks. The only thing that really CROA is responsible for is to man a tent for the People's Choice. So all the guests that are coming through, they actually decide, which truck has the best entree and which truck has the best dessert. Kat is in charge of giving all of the awards, so we are not purchasing those. She takes care of all of that. All we have to do is man that People's Choice tent. and staff 3 judges. So we were looking into, I know there's a lot of Disney chefs that are in town, so reaching out to the community to see if we can pull 3 of them to assist with this event. Other than that, Kat takes care of everything. So we're really hoping that this kind of ups the antiques in it, and really pulls for people to get back into that food truck swing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes well and it's something that we can actually continue into 2026. That is the goal. Does anybody have any questions or anything to say on it? Yeah,
Where are you holding this event?
Lakeside, at Lakeside Park. Yep.
Is it like all the big food trucks we've had before, or are they gonna do ones?
She hasn't given me the list yet. She just told me there were over 15.
This is Deb. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. So I'm just curious because I haven't been to a battle of the food trucks. Can you do like a quick 30 seconds or whatever on how that works? Like how do people taste the different ones? Or I'm not seeing it. So
Yeah, so the way Kat was describing it to me was all of the trucks prepare little bite sizes of everything. So, but I don't know, do not quote me on the exact price, but just so to say, it's like $5 if you want to try this, this, and this, and this, versus the 15 for the whole meal, if that makes sense. So everybody will purchase the ones and then they go and they vote for it, including the chefs. So. Mhm. Correct. And they're like bite size. They're
Or like it's a competition or like.
best entree and best.
Yeah, okay.
So will they?
well, what if there's some trucks that nobody tastes the food from? I don't know if that's possible, but I'm just trying to think of what could go wrong.
Yeah, this is one that kind of Kat runs with. The
Okay.
only instruction we've been given is find 3 chefs and man the tent. She's done this event at a ton of other spots that this specifically, for some reason, I don't know if it's the friendly competition, but it gets a lot of traction, which is why she kind of wanted to bring it here.
Okay. It does sound fun. And it's on a Saturday, which I think is
Yeah,
a good.
smaller.
a good-
Cheaper price.
Yeah,
Question, so the bite size things, so based on what Deb was saying, for example, or whoever was saying, for somebody to try a certain one, so it's not like that truck's gonna have a table of freebies that you taste and
Right.
then you buy.
right,
No, it's not like that.
correct,
Okay, so you have to pay for the bites, and you
Mhm.
pay for a meal,
correct.
okay, okay.
Like one of the ones I went to, it was like restaurants on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
But they had things that were smaller portions and less expensive,
Mhm.
so that you would try.
Right,
Instead
right.
of opposed to buying a meal for $15, you bought this for $5, and that's
Yeah.
for 3, and this for 2, you know.
Exactly.
But you can sample more than eating a meal.
Right, right. And the good thing is too, I think this will get a lot of community participation as well. We all know that we all love to be involved in the, who gets chosen to be this, this, and this. So,
It's from 4 to 8. Is there going to be drinks available for people?
Go ahead and answer that for me.
yes, the food trucks are gonna have, all beverages as per normal. The,
Okay, so is the ultimate goal? One of 2 things, is the ultimate goal to refresh this and get people involved again? Or is the idea to like every quarter do one and do the food truck, battle? Of food truck?
yeah, I think the goal is to see what kind of crowd this specific type of food truck event can draw in. And then to compare those numbers.
We do. Oh,
It's very possible. If this really skyrockets and we're like, wow, we really like what we see, and maybe we do it every quarter, or maybe it's, we get an okay turnout, but maybe we start theming food trucks coming up. She told me over 15.
Or so what entices them to come to this and not a regular?
Well, one, there's more variety for cheaper pricing. But 2, they are also it's a competition to where you decide who wins. So if you want a certain truck to win, you're gonna come out and support them essentially.
And the truck.
Yeah, and apparently they hang that award in their truck forever on, so.
Hey, guys, I think it's great. I think it's a great pivot, because we currently don't have a model that really works, you know? And it's one of those that now we're also incentivizing the food trucks because it's kind of both, right? We need the people to want to be engaged and energized and have a reason to go to Food Truck Friday. We need the food trucks to have a reason, you know, first and foremost being to make money, and second of all, have a reason to go. So I'm all for it. Have, like, across the year, do we see kind of a consistent decline of food trucks, or is this one of those where seasonally we're great in the summer, in the fall it's kind of okay, or is it even across the board and kind of slumping?
And that, I mean, that is a great point too. Obviously, it's so much hotter over the summer too. But I will say just from, you know, whether it's from January till now, there has been a steady decrease in attendance. And it very well could have been when we moved it here and then we went back. Why though? Because there was, you know, that certain draw. I'm not 100% sure, but I did notice, to answer your question, the steady decline in numbers.
Gotcha. So looking at maybe, hey, we only do this in the fall, or we only do this in certain sections of the year, doesn't even seem like an appropriate reaction. So yeah,
Right.
changing up the whole model of how we do it, maybe timing. And I'm all for it, all for kind of trying to find these things that are kind of not working or not, you know, this is an easy one because everybody, it's just like, does the business work or not from both ends of it? But even other ones, it's like taking a fresh look at it and going, is there something that can kind of energize this whole event? I'm all for that.
Right, yeah.
So to be determined, whether we're gonna do quarterly.
Right.
Back to monthly,
Mhm.
and will we do both or whatever, or someone will be, so all to be determined after we see how this goes on the 13th. Now, are we gonna have any, I know you said that she's kind of running the show, but are we doing anything as far as music or?
We do have a DJ. And because it was such short notice, the only DJ that was available was DJ Bubbles, so he'll be back too. Because we also needed a good moderator for this one as well, that's good with being on the mic and being very interactive, since this is a very interactive event.
Is it gonna be out on the lakeside or not?
Yeah, so we wanted it to look more like a consecutive event versus everybody out on the lawn and then the trucks are over here. But we're gonna utilize that grass area that's underneath all the trees and put the DJ there with all the high tops surrounding that section. One, it's great for the shade, but two, everybody's included 24/7 the whole time.
I'm walking.
Yeah, so right behind the Lakeside Park sign, that big grass area that we usually put like our sponsors at. Okay, moving on to concert in the park on October 15th. So I went ahead and did some research on different companies that do dueling pianos just to get numbers and to see what was out there. And I've personally been to Howl at the Moon, that's on International Drive, and they do a program called Howl to Go, which they offer 2 pianos, a guitarist, and a drummer. So it's like a complete band with also sound and light package included. And they're doing it for a sponsorship as well. So they cut the price for us quite a bit and they're doing it for $4,000. So we get everything turnkey for $4,000. We don't have to worry about anything. And there's more than just 2 people on the stage. So we figured we'd try this out, see if kind of the band version works And to switch it up a little bit. Typically, they do charge $5,000 for this event, but they're doing it to us for 4. We do get up to 3 hours of performing from them. So we usually do the 2-hour time frame, but I just wanted to say that we have that buffer in case, hey, it's going really well. Nobody wants to leave. We could do it an extra 30 minutes. You know what I mean? There's not a hard stop at some point. So we wanted to really nail down the set time that we were looking at for this. So we were either 6:30 to 8:30, 7 to 9. It is on a Wednesday. So I wanted to put that out there to see kind of the committee's thoughts on timeframe.
And keep in mind that, when we're later, we don't have daylight savings time, so that sun is blasting right over that stage, so doing it a little later, maybe get more people can come,
Right.
So I think that's what she wanted to sort of zero in on 6:30 or 7 o'clock start time on a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, October 15th.
I mean, people with families would rather
Mm-hmm.
adults be in school.
Yeah. I will say, I think when we did like the music trivia and it started at 6, we got a lot of backlash from that because everybody said they were running from just getting off of work or just picking up their kids from school. So maybe that extra 30-minute buffer at 6:30 could be easier for people to get there. And it's not, it's before 9 p.m. for some reason sounds so late for a Wednesday, but 8:30 sounds okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think 6:30 to 8:30 is a good choice.
Perfect.
Also at some point in time, let's see, that's October, so we could talk about it next month, but as far as the table rules, how many tables, this is a popular event. What did you have, I forget what our last number was for the attendance, but this is a very popular event.
It is.
And then, putting out, I think we had, 5. Oh, did you see the checker?
So we don't, but we've got the rollout, like a lot of like the rollout, you can cut the checkered, but it's not like for a, yeah. Mhm.
That's the big lesson, yeah, the keys in there.
We also thought, remember the one year we did it, was it a concert or something, but we had it was the red and black thing. And we got those boxes and we put like bags and chips or something in there. Said, I think we could get a piano, I didn't look that up, but
Yeah.
but we can talk about it next month, so
Sure.
ponder it, you won't see it every time. Table, placement.
Yeah.
I'll let one with the advice and something. Okay, what else? Anything else on that you need? Oh, probably who's going to, is it going to be, bring your own? We had, discussed. Sometimes that goes well. sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and that was something we can put out there. It's kind of up to you. If you wanted to try the bring your own, if we wanted to try to see if Tavern would want to set up shop and sell a couple beers. Really open to either way. You don't have to decide right a second if you don't want to, but something to definitely ponder.
Devin, Nate, do you have any thoughts on, dueling piano?
What?
The dueling
Yeah,
piano?
what have you guys done before for food and drink that's worked or hasn't worked?
Well, let's say what is happening is sometimes we have, for example, one of the last things we had hired the catering company. And you have them come there and set up with expecting to sell a lot, and then people end up showing up with their own thing. And then they don't really, it's not worth their while. So that's why for something like the concert in the parks, do we go ahead and supply something or do we not? And we just say, bring your own in the flyer or whatever. Bring your own, you're welcome to bring your own food and drink or snacks or whatever.
I like bring your own events. So I think I like bring your own.
I think maybe for the concert, Nikki, what were you?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, for these, if we were to provide, I would just recommend snacks. I think moving forward, when it comes to like that, where we did meatballs or whatnot, people were complaining that it wasn't, warm enough and all that. I would just say snacks. I kind of like bar snacks if we did it, like chips, you know, and then that way, if people do want food, they can go downtown beforehand. So if this event is at 7, they can eat dinner and then arrive. If the later you go, more likely everyone's gonna be having dinner beforehand.
So we had, I think it was, that they
Yeah.
delivered the food to our table
Okay,
was the best one.
okay, yeah,
Because waiting in the line and waiting for your food, they just took your order, you sat down and brought it to you when it was ready,
Mhm.
which was
Yeah.
way better.
I think it's just determined what we have with having them. You
Yeah.
know, we have the bar, we have the snack, we don't.
Like, you don't like the waiting in the line. and-
Yeah.
Well, do you think for the concerts in the park, we should just have it strictly bring your own?
I mean, snacks aren't bad, I mean, because then if somebody wants something, they didn't bring anything, because you know there's gonna be people who don't eat.
Yeah, well, that's my thing, we can also put something in a box on the table too. So can we talk about this next time?
Sure.
Do a little bit more research. Open the table and food. Okay.
All right, pups and pints. So we do have a few members from the dog park committee that are here to actually discuss this one as well. So would you rather me go through anything or do you guys have anything to say first?
And, she is on the call. He probably has things he'd like to say. I know I may have a few things, I don't know, but I'm gonna, he gets here with us, so.
Perfect.
Tell us what you got going on.
All right. So a few updates. I got in contact with Swift Paws. Swift Paws was that horse that the company comes and sets out on the grass and they run in the gate and everything. So for 2 courses for the whole event, plus they bring their staff and they operate the entire thing, it's $1,800. My hope was to try to find a sponsor for that activity, meaning we could get a banner made to put up on their gate that says Swift Paws presented by whoever it is, as well as obviously their logo on our signage too. But I thought that price was really great. And if we charge for it, the proceeds, we keep them. They don't take it. So they said when they've done it in the past, some people have pre-registered before where it's like $5 cheaper than when you show up on site. If you do it that way, they get 3 to 5 minutes of run time essentially. So there would be one for dogs that could be, 25 pounds and below, and another course for 25 or 26 and up. So that's something that I wanted to throw out that I did find that, information is what? For 18. So even if we said, no, we'll just take the one course, it's still the same price. So you might as well have the 2 courses. So my thought process for this was to have it right outside of the pool, between the pool grass, like the grass between the pool and the tennis court, that big open grassy area. They only need a 50 by 50. So they said that, you can fit 2 courses there essentially. They bring all their own fencing, all the gating, all their staffing. They take care of it, which is really nice. So, Best Friends Pet Hotel, they have agreed to be an in-kind sponsor for us. So they are donating 3 gift cards for the costume contest, a $50 gift card, $75 gift card, and a $100 gift card, plus free grooming service for each of those winners as well. So each winner will take home a gift card and free grooming service. Right, that was essentially, what I was thinking.
that.
Yeah. And it's also easier, I think, as a whole too. You know, you hand out the 3 envelopes versus us having to worry about gift baskets too. I think gift cards and the grooming is something that everybody's really wanting. So especially with this information going out ahead of time, the chances of you also having more participation from people with the dogs is gonna skyrocket, I think. So that's what we got for that. And then I know that it's a cat litter company, but they were also donated 2 coupons for giveaways for free cat litter. They did it for Paws in the Park, so they were like, we'll do it for you guys too. And that is gifted up to $40. So that was really nice. I booked 4 caricature artists, so 2 coasters and 2 of the always kind of pictures that we've had. One, we wanted to offer something that was different from the previous years in case you had those people that were like, I don't want 10 pictures of my dog as a cartoon on a piece of paper. So this way it's something a little bit more tactical that they can actually use every day. Plus, it's also a great opportunity for them to not get overloaded with just 2 artists versus 4. So the lines are going to be a lot shorter for everybody too. Celebration Town Tavern has agreed to supply the beer garden for this. So we were looking into that same spot that we were just talking about for the food truck of where the DJ is going to go on the grass. We were looking to kind of create a garden in the sense of having it blocked all the way around and having just the alcohol being served in that area. I did contact the dock diving company. So fun fact, there's actually only 1 mobile dock diving company in all of Florida. So they've been contacted. They read my message. They haven't responded yet. I'm just gonna say it's because it's so far ahead that they don't know, but I will keep trying to contact them. I sent in a request for Osceola Sheriff for the K9 unit demonstration. So that has already been received and we're good. The one thing I really wanted to bring up was what we felt like we wanted to do for entertainment this year. Whether it was if you liked the band aspect of it, because they do host the costume contest. If you wanted to switch to a DJ, just that was the main thing I really wanted to discuss to get on booking that. So what are your thoughts? The sugar vibe?
But-
Yes.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. John here with the dog park. Sorry I had to join virtually, but I just want to say I don't think, because I've been the past couple of years, I don't really have a preference. I would say what would be easier to book with a DJ versus a band. I mean, has there been, I don't really know like any of the people's feedback from the past couple of years on if anyone preferred anything over the other, but I don't really have a preference for it.
That's the dog park.
He is the chair.
Okay, I think I did that.
I can either.
He didn't say he didn't say he didn't have a preference.
Okay.
I was asking what else.
Get a band or whoever it is, when we do the costume contest, oftentimes that person is the one that, you know, announces each person. And I just thought they were good. Danny's good too.
Yeah.
Danny's always good to do that.
What time of day is it again?
It's gonna be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Last year, I know the biggest thing was the alcohol sales starting at 10 a.m. were non-existent because no one wants to drink beer at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we moved it back to 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Do you have anything you need to do?
I mean, I'm indifferent. I think either way, if you get the right DJ, obviously, they can also moderate and do the hosting of this too. So it's really, I think it just kind of boils down to the cost, and how many, if we, the additional sponsors that we.
And also, we need to think about too, is that once, it appears in past years, that once the costume contest was over, the event was over. So I'm wondering maybe we should move that forward a little bit because for the band. So what are the hours that the band's playing? And we're paying for the band to play.
It would be the 11 to 2, but then they would have their typical like 30-minute break in between.
So, I was thinking maybe, move that a little bit, maybe a little bit.
The two guys we in between the band at Summit, the two at the meet.
Oh, the entertainer, the, those, the disruptor entertainers,
Yes, the breakers.
the disruptor entertainers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two guys that they were in between, that Founder's Day.
They were really good.
Yeah, they were really good.
Do you remember?
But
Sure.
they already gave away the baskets. I believe it was Founder's Day, because I won the basket.
They did say that we were going to try to maybe have them, that was could be a good.
Because we talked about having them for the father-daughter events too.
Mm.
Camping.
Yeah, they would
They were
be,
two guys, and they're kind of.
And he said
comedians
this-
and-
they could.
Was it the
they
class
could-
clown or something?
Yeah.
Clowns?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a question. Sorry, and bear with me. I know I'm online and there's a little bit of audio disruption here, but I have a question. So is there a difference between, I would say, the band or DJ and then the person that would conduct like the pet costume contest, et cetera, or just kind of MC for the whole thing?
The goal
Or what-
would be for them to MC.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Okay, and then what ballpark is there? I wanted to at least ask someone or just throw out an option. So our place in Texas, we recently did one there that they were really good. I wanted to at least maybe just kind of ask around and just be like, hey, here's some videos of the stuff and they had like some fun games for the dogs where they would, put them in a ring and throw toys and stuff and just try to like whichever one's like the best trained or didn't leave the circle first and stuff like that. And but I know they kind of did that all around. If I just asked around to a couple of DJs, MCs that would be open to this, what would be like a ballpark, I guess, budget for this kind of thing?
That's they're not disruption, the class clowns, that they would be, I think they would be perfect for this event too. So,
My thought is like, yeah, they need them to become stagnant.
yeah,
So I think the change.
they are really good.
So I just want to just bring something up because I know we have committee members. So I just want to reiterate for the dog park committee, in the long run, this is a special events committee's event. So you are more than welcome to provide recommendations. If you think like a DJ is best, just feel free to send it along to Allison or Danny. I know he's your point of contact. And the special events committee can more than happy review it. I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, happy to. I was just trying to get an idea of if everyone's
Absolutely,
confused,
yeah.
Happy to help and ask around.
I appreciate it.
I have a suggestion for an event that I've seen at other dog, I go to a lot of dog festivals as a fun. But sometimes they do, like musical chairs with the dogs where they put a towel and they play the song and the dogs walk with their owners. And when they stop, and you have to get your dog to sit on the towel and then take away the towel. It is hysterical. And so that might be a free, cheap, easy kind of fun activity. And they usually run like 2 or 3 rounds of it over the course of the, like once an hour. It might be just something easy and cheap to have people who are there with their dogs register to attend. And maybe, the winner wins a $10 gift card to Wolfgang or something,
Just jumping off of what you were saying, then this could be more, if you go that route, you could do like a DJ. So example, you can do different contests, a dog contest, one musical chairs, and another one. So it keeps, I know your concern was to keep people there. You have 3 events, so that would be great to have a DJ, so.
Usually they're within like 10 or 12 dogs in the circle to start. And you could do like a small dog round and then the next hour do a big dog round, a few, with some fewer dogs. But it's just a big old circle with the grass. They use like washcloths or whatever as the spot for them to sit. And then they play the music. When it stops, the dog has to find a spot. Whoever doesn't get a spot, they pick up, they have to leave and then they pick up one of the washcloths, just like a musical chair.
Do you bring your own washcloth?
No, it's usually the event provides them, and I mean,
And the dogs love the square?
you would be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Or as close to it as you can, it's like what
I
I
don't see those, that's around people, I mean, I feel that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, what you said was,
absolutely, yeah.
true that that can be done afterwards to keep the party going.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
And another good thing, moving the beer off the lawn, you have a lot of space.
That was.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dogs are on the leash, so it's not like, 15 dogs on a free for all.
Yeah.
It's everybody's leash and there's a block.
And the lawn will be cleared more because Allison was mentioning to do a beer garden. We were gonna do it towards the celebration sign, the green sign where it's like that patch of grass. We would like block it in. So that way you have more seating or more room on the great lawn.
Yeah, push it back a little bit.
Yep.
So you can have the canine.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Usually, like when there's a canine, it's a mess with the area, because they really don't get us in that space.
Yeah.
Fun.
I'll think about some other ideas of looking at lots of times, so I'll put my little brain to it.
So if seeing the clock house, because like Carla said, it would be just terrible.
They would be.
They would make it super fun too. So
It's usually a DJ kind of thing, they just go off.
they were really good. They were excellent. We said that if we had an event, if we needed something like, and they can offer more than what we needed them for the last.
Right. They were filming a lot of times.
Good.
And John, just to answer your question about like the budget for a DJ, right now, I believe we're still finalizing the CCS budget for 2026. Once that's confirmed for the entertainment, I'll be more than happy to pass that to Danny. So at least the golf park committee has an idea. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
It's what I have to debate, and
Absolutely.
to do it, it's kind of a natural partnership for us, right?
Yeah.
For people, special events,
You said you were maybe asked if they wanted this.
So I went ahead, I reached out to Wolfgang to see if they would want to take on that one.
So we're waiting.
Mhm. Still waiting.
That's fun.
And then lastly, I figured we could also have those additional small offerings of like pup cups or having the photo op of like a kissing booth with the dogs. Maybe have like some sort of dog art where, they pay $5, they can get a little canvas, their dog stomps all over it, they put in the baggie with the paint. So just small little extras to add in there that keeps them there. We want them to stay as long as possible. So the more that we throw into these things, the longer everybody's gonna stay.
so one of the things I think we might look at these kind of events is pay $15 and it would take some people to man it or whatever. You probably one of the common company who does like the paint your pet kind of things around town and stuff. But you get the dog, temper paint, 3 spots, and then you turn those into like flowers.
Yeah.
3 of those
Ah.
in my house, all the same dog. Because my dog is cute. But that kind of thing, and I would totally pay $10 or $15 to do it again. Enough to pay for the supplies and maybe like somebody's time for it. It doesn't take very long. You have some washable things for the paw,
Mhm.
paws and stuff like that. It's a super easy, kind of a cheap thing to do.
Oh, that's great.
Appreciate that. Do the rest of the dog park committee have any other suggestions after hearing, what we were thinking about so far?
Jean, you wanted to talk about the lack of beer options.
Yeah, so this is John with the dog park committee. So we were entertaining the possibility of possibly doing instead of the typical Celebration Unleashed logo stuff that we kind of sell at the events, and either partnering with a local brewery or doing beer. Additionally, at the dog park events, the past few years from when I've been, it really seems that there's about dozens and dozens of vendors for like the different dog park stuff, dog items, leashes, collars, groomers, etc. It's usually just the one kind of beer tent or beer setup. I think you guys had mentioned the tavern does. And so we were entertaining the possibility of the Celebration Unleashed dog park partnering with possibly either the Celebration Brewery or another beer vendor to do like a beer section as well for the event.
What we can do is touch base with Danny as well on that one. There's some side conversations about that we need to discuss first before I give you any sort of answer right now.
Okay.
So once we finalize those discussions, we'll go ahead and let Danny know to like. The tavern is doing the beer tent in the beer garden.
Said more different types.
Of
Like different
different, like they would,
But we have to just confirm, like Allison said, with the contract / agreement, like sponsorships agreement, we just need to make sure we're not stepping on the tavern's toes per se. I just have to
Okay.
confirm what they have on file. We'll be more than happy to share with you.
Okay, perfect. That's great.
One thing we touched on, are we having, did we get, how many vendors do we have? Like the ones that make the furniture, the ones that sell the next thing? We got all those people lined up.
for Pups and Pints. The only ones that have really submitted, there's only been 6 that I've gotten back from the specifics of Paws and Park essentially, but there is 2 that are craft related. There's like a dog treat one. Best Friends is going to be there as well. We're trying to get a lot of like even clinics like vets to maybe do like on-site shots and things like that for pups. So as of now, we've got a okay, steady few. But we still are constantly doing that outreach.
Well, the one that sells the t-shirts, I thought was really good.
Okay.
Also we have the ones that sell the bandanas and the
Mhm.
neck things, and
Yeah.
that furniture is amazing. I don't know if they'll come, he's come twice.
I usually will go back and I always do like an email to everybody that was in the event the previous year to kind of give them the front runners. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, rescue. Another big thing people like always ask is, are we, bringing in rescue, groups?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, yes, that would be, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, we want, I mean, the goal would be to have as many vendors. I know we couldn't fit the amount that, Paws in the Park had, but we want that variety we want it for everybody. And that's why I think too, there was a few of these cat ones that were also at Paws in the Park because you hit it all. So the goal is, yes, to get as much of a variety as possible. And even some new folks that, that we haven't seen. So there's actually 3 of these applications that came back to me, that have never been to ours before. And I try to do it this way just to make sure that we got the word out really fast before, because I know January is a big dog event month. So, getting that word out is going to be the biggest thing.
Jill, I know you have.
So how much are the vendor spaces is it?
So for the fee is always waived for the nonprofits. And then if they want a tent included in the cost of their vendor fee, it's 100. If they do not want a tent, they just want to be on site, it's 75.
So I brought my own tent.
Correct.
I think, because I feel like last year, the price had gone up significantly, and that's why I always have a tent. Pups and Pines, and before that, Posh Pooch. And so I think the reason I didn't do it last year was because the price had gone up a lot, and I was like, I don't actually sell anything, and I don't
Yeah.
actually make any money at it, at these events. So to pay, $150, it's not a good use of my time or my money. So
Right.
if it's lower, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like desirable, and you'll get, pet vendors don't make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Because most of them do it for the love of the pets and not for actually being in business. Whole different issue. So that's just, like, you'll get more, I think, with a little,
Mhm.
of that little person.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's often is a problem with getting it done. If they go someplace and they're gonna do it, they're gonna go cheaper or more.
Right.
But we can get more people if we have more vendors.
Yeah.
And then if we don't charge the vendors so much, then we get more vendors, then we get more people. And so, and plus the fact that it's sponsored, it's a CCS
Yep.
thing,
Experience.
it's not a big, it's not for us to be, our worries are not about offsetting costs and so on and so forth, so. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And Allison, I think Porcular testified at least a dozen different,
Yeah.
not only pet vendors, but in addition to that, some rescues and some shelters who can absolutely, if they're not having to pay, come and bring their dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love
thinking
that.
Just see if, as a dog park committee, because I know you guys are all about animals, if you know any vendors that you would love to see there, please feel free to reach out. That's something that would also help us as well.
We can mention that at our next committee meeting in September. So.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Having cat rescues come and bring dogs that are ill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them.
Yeah. Even, I don't know why I keep talking about cats, but even the cats. Yeah.
Like, just people just- They bring up their bottle.
Yeah.
So,
It is.
I think this can just, vendors is always a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, some of these, they have, we had her here one year from, she was the Winter Parklands, the dog whisperer. And she would, had a booth, again, she just stands there, so she doesn't really need, why she's paying for that, but she needed it for shade. But the people would bring their dogs up to her, and she would, and they would say, my dog does this, and then she would do a little consultation. And to me, we should be paying her.
Yes. Come to that.
Yes.
But I mean,
And then I run.
You say no cat.
I can catch on.
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
and I don't have Melania.
Mhm.
Really good job, we wanted to have her there for in between somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think that, anything that you and the dog park committee can suggest to the team over here, absolutely be awesome. Because I'll make friends, maybe, want to change it up a little bit each year, so it's great.
And we definitely want to, we have the captive audience of all of the people who bring their dogs to the dog park, right? So we can absolutely partner with you and try to make it a better event. And, obviously we want to have our tent there for the dog park, but also we just want to make it a fun event because I want to bring my bougie dog and have them walk around and, do all the stuff, so.
And the other thing I have on my notes here too, to think about at some point in time, because I know the one in Lake Eola, I think it's that one that does, are big on funding or donating to something.
Yeah.
To the dog walking, or one of these shelters or something. And I don't know if depending on how this race thing goes, that would be I'm not saying to do that this year, because we don't know how that's gonna go, but if we were to raise some funds for that, or part of the funds, or anything over such and such, we could say, and on your banner, some of the proceeds may go to so-and-so. And people like that too, right?
I was,
Absolutely. So again, speaking as a pet photographer, not as the dog park committee, I run a special of photos in August because August is known as Dogust, which is the National Rescue Dog Month, When they get shelter dogs, I'll get their birthday in August. I don't know what their birthday is.
Oh.
Traditionally, they do it August first, so August first. And I make a donation of any session fees that I do in August to the Osceola County Animal Shelter. Because it is a nonprofit, sadly a kill shelter because they have, space issues and all. But they're one of the few organizations that I know I can donate to, and everybody is happy to see it. And I'm not like favorites like
No,
other kinds of rescues.
I had a suggestion to kind of bounce off what you're saying. So one, you will get more vendors to come in. I know Allison has been talking to vendors and it's like, well, what does this go towards? Like you were mentioning like the kissing booth, like doing the dog art, we could use that money to go towards something. The issue that you're gonna have is that would have to be a board decision, one, but how do you pick the appropriate, like fundraiser, nonprofit, thank you. Cause it's like, what about me? What about, you know what I mean? So we just have to be cautious with that. Another suggestion I was thinking is, what if you started moving forward with your events, if you're a reoccurring, vendor, your fee is cheaper. So if it's $100 first time, next year it's only 50. You would get people that would want to come back instead of $100. Sorry.
No, registering it, it's a $75 fee, but you said flat out at the beginning, $25 of my fee is gonna go toward
That's a
the
good
county animal shelter. It would be a no-brainer for me. I don't even need like the tax deduction receipt for that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I know part of my money would be going to do something for a cause that I love.
I love these ideas.
Yeah.
It's great. This is great. It's a great idea to change.
The organization every year if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Yeah.
you spread it around. Like I know companies that they're like, well, I donated to you this year, but I'm not next year, then the next year I will, because they like kind of.
Right.
Wow.
So what if we came back in September, dog park committee, special events committee, come up with a list of recommendations of where we should donate? I would love to bring this to the board in October, because I would love to announce at the event for Pups and Pines and by January, hey, we're donating. And then that way, if you're a vendor, it's thank you so much. This percentage went to X, Y, and Z.
I think that takes out the, what it's gonna be, because you're gonna know.
Yes, right.
But you can also do like the big check presentation to the organization that's gonna get it, and that would have talks about it. They like check on the option. It's a great fun, and it sheds a good light on what we do here at Celebration and helps you.
It's wonderful networking. Good job, team.
My work here is done.
My house, I had a big flags from years and years ago.
So, it's a great idea. It's great.
Hopefully somebody's taking us around or like capital.
I heard we got you. I'll follow up with Danny, so he can you.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for being here and chiming in online, being here in person. We gotta keep this going, and I think,
We always want to partner with you.
and it's words too, but if, at post, in February, to come back again, and let's, what we always do is do the good, the bad, and the ugly, the lessons learned, and how we can make it even better the following year. So please keep that on your calendar too.
And Jill and dog park committee members, were you all planning on selling merch for this one?
So we would like to, again, sell all the merchandise that we sell. I think we're also looking at maybe selling, we were looking at getting pricing for a, like a pint glass. That's like the Celebration, Unleashed logo on it. We have our bandanas, small and large. We have the bigger magnets now, which are much easier to see on your car. We also were looking into maybe doing some bag holders with, the Celebration Unleashed logo on it. That's some of the things that we've talked
Are you
about.
using the tiles anymore? The tiles.
We always do the tiles.
Yeah, we bring those to.
Yeah, we always bring them in.
For, you can put on there a nice number one too for people.
So we have some other things in the works in the dog park committee that have some stuff that we're talking about doing for memorials and all.
Good.
Awesome, so yeah,
Okay, perfect.
thank you guys, we appreciate giving us the time to talk.
No, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
giving the time to talk about it.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Appreciate the ideas and your time too, so thank you very much. Amazing.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No, we
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Okay, we will.
I did all the time.
Thank you.
All right, so father-daughter themes. This was one that we had touched on last month, but we needed some more time to kind of come up with some stuff. So I know we mentioned, I think we we set on like the whole anime K-pop aspect of it. I know we discussed that one a lot. But I just wanted to throw out a few more things that we were thinking on. And this one might be my favorite as of now, because as you know, February is also Mardi Gras. So maybe doing like a Mardi Gras themed father-daughter would be kind of fun. They can make their own masks. It's another one where they dress up for. There's also, like a Candyland theme. Yeah, there's a lot you can do at Candyland. And then I know we touched a little bit on like circus, but I don't mean like clowns and all the balloons and all that stuff. I'm thinking like Lanuba style, where it's a little more classy of a circus. So those were just three that we had just kind of threw out there, but I was really curious to see if you've thought of any other ones.
Candyland in the past, that I thought that was a cool theme, the kids could, candy bags, you could have a chocolate fountain, you could have things similar to the Candyland game. And the thing is, we're gonna do that, we need to do that now, because definitely Candyland stuff is in Bobby.
Did you just check that?
And it's just my 50%.
That's fine.
But that, that I liked it when it came up before. I just think that there's a lot of avenues you can do with that. And I think the kids, knowing the Candyland game, could even dress like characters if they want.
They're right here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's like a princess.
So let's stick with this idea for a second, Candyland. What kind of entertainment would you think of this? Like more of a DJ style? Can you see like a band for this? Like, I'm just trying to see like what you mess with this. Okay.
I mean, I think the kids just want to hear music they know. Doesn't matter
I think the band-
what venue it comes in.
Yeah.
I see last year with that band, they loved them. They liked a band. They didn't sit the whole time. They were up there by the stage, so I think, I don't know, who. I will say, the other thing is like, how do you decorate for it? We talked about the lights, doing the lights again, but maybe not, we've done it 2 years in a row. It was really nice to have it for the night before at no cost. But I think maybe we've done that enough. We need to skip that for a couple years. But I did also see, there's a couple companies in Orlando, what's called Get Lit Productions. And they have a LED pixel dance floor. But what do they play? It looked like a Candyland, I don't know. And then there's 3D, and then 3D Infinity, which is really cool, which are these lights in the dance floor. That when you move down, it looks like it's like, up 100 feet. But to do an American Party, you had also talked about doing black light thing. They do black light parties with their lights too. But, we talked about that once before. I don't know if we can do that outside, but if we could, if that would be kind of interesting to do too. I'm just talking about the lighting, because that is a big issue. There is no place here in Celebration that have 250 people. So that is, and then again, it's a safe place, because people look off, off-site to do a hotel, but when you have those little kids, you don't want them running around back and forth to the bathroom and everything. We want to try to keep them as contained as possible. And Lakeside, and thank goodness, our weather's been great, but it's been cold, but thank you got new heaters this year. But somehow to incorporate all these ideas into lighting and location. And I think that's our troubling spot. But look at those floors, because
Yeah.
the other thing was, I was kind of talking to you, Alice, and they, at Disney now, they're doing the Dream the Night one,
Oh, those starlight kind of.
which,
Yeah.
the star, that was it. And they built these big, beautiful, like butterflies and big, beautiful whatevers, and in the parade, I said, things like that stationed on the Great Lawn would produce the light, we may have to have some other things, but we can, unless somebody knows the works that Disney is willing to donate, things like that, we're not gonna be able to do that. But that's what I was saying about if we did if we centered it around a little dance floor, that would help a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you do whatever thing you end up coming up with, whether Mardi Gras, Candyland, whatever it is. I think they will figure out if that's their location, which I don't think we have much of a choice.
Mhm.
How do we light it, and how do we bring the light and the theme together?
Well, it's not a problem in the way. You should combine it.
An overload on the senses.
That's pretty-
Mm.
That's that Mardi Gras colors and it's purple, yellow.
Yeah.
green.
I think that's
So
super
it
cool.
seems like we narrowed it down to 2.
Well, my concern with the Mardi Gras thing is Mardi Gras for kids or is a Mardi Gras? adult?
You can do it for a family, let the good times roll, be for both things.
More adults theme thing, but I always thought it was cool.
So,
So do you think,
To do what's
can we come up with a name for it that would,
I have an idea, kind of, I think we're on the same Wi-Fi, maybe not, but hear me out. 2 events, 2 days, but you have like an adult Mardi Gras the night before and a kids one, or kids one first and then adults. Because with kids, you can do beignets and all this, but adults, you can do the alcoholic beignets, you know what I mean? Like you could change it up. But get a band in,
what's that, things from the Get List Promotions? It is, they have a bunch of different ones, but it does have those Mardi Gras, the green, the purple, yellow, whatever. Which again, a draw, and then we could, sometimes we could like bananas.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I like that idea of doing the night before.
Have you been to Port Orleans at,
Yeah.
Disney?
What is it?
Port Orleans at Disney, they have the Scats Club, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But,
I went a couple months, but it's funny, I saw a lot of residents there from Celebration that I like bumped
What is
into.
that, a new one and stuff?
It's like a little club where they play.
Like a jazz club?
It's a jazz club. So that's what it
Mhm.
popped up, is how many residents go there and attend that we could bring it to them.
Can be like, especially since Jelly Rolls is closed, you can do a Jolly piano. Yes, like, well, I think that sounds like, and it sounds like something we can pull together.
And that's a fun, like, character one too.
So, but what you could do, if you wanted to incorporate both, you could do Mardi Gras for the adults and then do Candyland for the kids as well. It doesn't have to just be Mardi Gras, but I do believe, I know Allison was pushing for like a Mardi Gras event, and I really think it's missing this town. I love that season.
Mhm.
I mean, it's even called where
I lived, we had this festival called Big E, and they have floats from New Orleans that they have built there, and they have a parade every night at 5 o'clock. And you paint it all on the floats and throw beads,
Mhm.
and it's very fun.
Yeah.
You can't, people are yelling at you, you can't hear it, music's just very.
So what we could do
I just want
is
to-
have a Mardi Gras Nev parade to do that, where residents can sign up to throw beads. And we do the Nev parade. Yep.
So we can do that as well.
I think it's also, I mean, it's also like an educational thing if you really think, the ones that are like, I don't know if my kid's gonna care about Mardi Gras, you stick them in a party that's gonna be like Mardi Gras and they're gonna get it, you know? There's an opportunity for them to make their own like beads or their own masks.
You know,
See, Marty Gras was 17, if you don't have to be back. There's a way to make it into that, and so be it.
but what we're trying to do for next year, it's the 30th anniversary, we're trying to do 30 for 30. So 30 events and 30 for the 30th. So this could be considered an event, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, like, we'd be happy to like add as many as you want, and don't kill me when I say that, but it's just like, we gotta add it for, we have to do 30 events.
Add this to.
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah, so it wouldn't be like an issue and the stress of, well, if we had the lights up, if we don't have anyone, you know, high participation, we can do either a net parade or have something like a jazz band on the Great Lawn.
I mean, you usually do 2 events back to back to make the, you know, make use of the lights anyways, so.
That's if, yeah, I think that's if we did the
Right.
lights, but if we did the dance floor, you could do it for both,
Mhm.
because it would work perfectly. It's just something to think about.
I'm okay with that for most of my kids, because I've seen kids run out in front.
Oh, yeah.
But for adults, I'll do it for adults. Even throwing stuff down.
I really
ahead,
like the
Nate.
idea of the two, doing the 2 back to back. It doesn't have to necessarily be because we're using festoons. You know, we can do some lighting towers that are more kind of spread out this time that I think would allow you to do that. Hopefully the lighting vendor has some like little wireless, you know, LED uplight options that they can change colors from event to event. So if we wanted to look at doing a Mardi Gras themed one, I think it's great to always kind of utilize those as opposing doing the kind of date night, one night, whether it's Mardi Gras themed or Valentine's or whatever it is. And then the next one having the father-daughter dance, or things like that. Candyland is a great option. You can pair it with doing things like, you know, dress up like your favorite color. Since we did kind of a dress up as, you know, Taylor Swift last year, it gives it still kind of a theme. So we're not, you know, pleasing the gods of Hasbro or whoever actually owns the Candyland trademark. To make it, no, it's not Candyland, the board game, as much as it is candy itself and colors and things like that. So moms and dads aren't mad at us because we're like, hey, let's just come and eat a bunch of sugar. It kind of gets at a focus of like color and candy and bright, beautiful things that, you know, hopefully is just a color switch for lighting anyway. And we can still kind of tell the story of these 2 events with lighting, with different kind of remote wash options and things like that.
So
Thank you.
if you want to keep both options open for now, that would be saying, or.
Yeah.
Or doing one for one and one for the other.
He mentioned either one, just like the back, he likes the back to back, like the one night for one thing and then the next night turning it around to something.
I mean, it could be 2.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be, yeah.
It could be the- Yeah. Nate, Deb, what do you think of the Mardi Gras Candyland? Do you like to consider both of those?
I like-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I like both of them. I think the Mardi Gras one has legs on it to make, you know, maybe 2 multiple events, which with obviously Candyland, that's a little harder. And there are a lot of kid activities for Mardi Gras, and there's like the king cake. I'm trying to think, you know, do things with beads. There's a lot to do with that, I think.
Nate?
I think that splitting it up and having it be 2 different themed events is great. It tends to kind of run into too much of, okay, which event are we doing and why are they together, to kind of do a through line of those. So for me, it's better if they're contrasting events. One, you know, like Candyland is a great example for father-daughter dance, and then something that's elegant and romantic that we can get a lot of traction with, you know, couples and things like that, I think is a great idea. But I'm not opposed to combining them. I just don't want us to get tied up too much in like keeping the theming the same for entertainment, because if it's as easy as, okay, both of them use white and then we just change the contrast in color, or both of them use purple, we can get around with it. I don't want to get stuck on the idea that we have to decorate it only for both, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Carla? I think if you don't have to have them the same, and I think it might get muddled if we do both
I get it,
the
yes.
same, like one, both might be watered down instead of doing one full-fledged.
Absolutely.
Also, on those base ones, you can have the different colors, they can change colors, so one could look like a Union
Right.
Game board.
game board, and then I, love the idea of the jazz band for the other thing.
Side.
That sounds like you got it, something going to.
Because with me, I'm visual, I'm seeing trees, lollipops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like different lands, like there's the, lollipop forest.
It'd be different tents.
You could have different areas of.
Well, they like the different area, and then we have to find the Candyland band.
Hey, I'm sure that Amy's fan, they change their look all the time.
That's right.
You must give me my. Okay.
Your song.
I think that's what just looked at, just play Taylor Swift.
There's like candy specific, songs and things like that. I mean, this could be an opportunity to talk to, give Kids the World about too as well, because they hold a Candyland themed party every week. So, that might be a good thing to at least pick their brains a little bit on what we can do, so.
Too big. Big party, wow. Sounds like a good direction. That's something totally different than we have done before.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on
Moving along.
to 2026 anniversary event updates. So we have the logo, yay. So obviously we went with our original, logo design. We just did it 30 years later. So now she doesn't have, a regular bicycle. She's on the electric bike.
Sorry, that makes it lightning. Yeah, I'll stop in a few minutes. Is that It's right
I
above.
learned something new. So that's now the girl that was on the bike in the photo, her 30 years later. And now instead of the dog behind her, she has a little son on a scooter. A push scooter. That would be some dog that's still alive 30 years later.
We can put the dog on the back of the Explorer.
Maybe a dog.
Put stickers.
Can I see that? There you go.
So hopefully our goal is to do a big reveal moment for Founder's Day this year with this logo. So I was looking into companies that design will take this, and whether it's, this big, cardboard, styrofoam cutout, something, where we can hold a curtain over it. And then at the end of the show for Founder's Day this year, we can do a big unveiling moment, and reveal the logo. So that's the goal for now.
like, I know. It's basically like,
Mhm.
you know. car-
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the goal is we would take that and, you know, put it somewhere where everybody can see it all the time, 24/7, not just like a one thing. Yeah, I mean, yes, because this will now be on merch, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be cool too, into what I think last word, like 851.
from this.
Like window.
Yeah.
No flags, we gotta make some.
Oh, for the 30th, yes, yes. That will stay up.
Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
You could get those for the tents too, the banner, the battle banner.
what kind of banner?
You know, like that. On the tents we have.
You talk.
Oh, for like the covers? Oh.
You could just get a big old vinyl sticker and slap that on. Yeah, the 30s is over. Sorry, I'm all about like.
Signs.
Yes, yes. This logo is to be plastered on everything at that point because we're pushing that 30/30 series. So it's almost like when you see that, you know you're a part of that 30/30. So there is also it also comes in that size too. They gave us two different in case we had something that was more long ways. So. there you go. So that's-
Yeah, bag is paper.
Oh, yeah, like everything.
Well, we're trying to, for the 30th anniversary next year, we're gonna do, we've been working with Campus Customs and a few other, businesses about doing different kind of like small freebies. So like the first 250 people at this event, you get a free magnet of the logo. This next event, you get a free so-and-so. So for 30 events, we're trying to give away 30 items that are completely different, so we can get more people to attend the event.
And then on the subject of the 30th anniversary, we were looking into what we felt like doing for kind of the event itself, Founder's Day 2026. And I say that because I will preface, I know I said it in in the email that I sent out, but what I meant by don't take any of this information and discuss it with, you know, amongst resident to resident out there is because everything that we discuss is of ideation. So we want one consecutive voice. So if we go out to, you know, everybody in North Village and we're like, we're doing this for sure. And then we come back now as a committee and we say, oh, we're actually going to go in a different direction. That makes us look bad as a whole. So just obviously these are posted for everybody to watch and those that want to watch it will watch it. We just want to make sure that we're not slapping ourselves or what is it, shooting ourselves in the foot by bringing up these ideas that we have stating that we are actually going to do them if we end up not. So,
Especially if you're on the contract.
yeah.
That's our major concern if it gets out. The second thing is for the 30th, anniversary or the 30th event for Founder's Day itself. It's going to be, the entertainment is going straight to the board. I'm gonna let the committee know that right now, because we don't want to discuss it at a meeting. We'll obviously share it with you all. But we just want it to go straight to the board so they can approve it, because our fear is we want to have some kind of surprise next year, right? So there's gonna be certain things Allison may ask via email, and it's not disrespectful for anyone who's watching on camera. We just want to make sure there's some surprises for next year. So if you all get something that's saying, hey, this is going straight to the board, this is so-and-so, it's only going to the 7 of you and the board members. So if it gets out, we want to make sure it's. No, I wasn't pointing a finger, I'm just saying, we just want it to be.
So with that said, if we go in the direction of the drone show, now, like we had discussed before, they have to stage the drones on the Great Lawn, which would mean we cannot hold a resident-only event at the lawn. There is no section that residents will be able to go to get a view of the drone show. Number one, you have to be at least 400 feet away from the drones. Oh, perfect. But number
That's the
two,
staging of
yeah.
Lakeside Park.
they have to stage the drones at that location, and the entire lakeside needs to be closed down for safety reasons for this show. And nobody would even want to see it from the side because who goes and watches a drone show from the side? You don't see it. So it ends up working out that way. However, we want to still do something special for residents only. So whether it's maybe an all day thing where, you know. Yep. Mhm. So we were maybe thinking if we do the celebration all day long, where it's like, yes, one day on the actual Founder Day, which would be Saturday, November 8th. And I know that this is also something that the board was interested in us doing as well, is going to each of the pools and putting on a type of pool party. So we would do almost like a big celebration all day long. You know, where we go to one location, do a small pop-up, another location, do a small pop-up, and then we end it with the big hoorah. That is the only way that we would be able to do a resident only anything.
What we did at that, like closing off section of Market Street. And
Yeah.
residents.
We still would, yes, but I just mean residents are used to going to Lakeside, having their own things over there while the public goes to the downtown area. So this is just to give an extra something. And again, it doesn't have to be, that was just my example that I threw out was that if we wanted to do like some sort of a picnic barbecue or something beforehand, we could do, you know, the possibilities are endless, but I just wanted to throw out the whole day long thing if that was something that was interesting to you, or if you don't think it's necessary to have something specific. And
But instead of doing it in different villages.
It's Lakeside, it's in you could do North Village, you do Island Village, you do Heritage. And you could do, like, even if you had it catered by Chick-fil-A, do it from 11 to 2. And then possibly the idea of coming up here and doing the picture on the photo,
the founders meeting.
around, standing around the logo by the drum, looking down. And then that would be like after the picnic party, and then give some time and you go to downtown. But you could still reserve tape, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Last thing we, last, and it's pretty big, serving people.
Mhm.
We get people staked out all day trying to get a table.
So that would get you what you
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
I think the cool thing about what you just described is that it gives everybody a chance to participate.
Right.
Right.
Some people will do the picnic, some people will do the food party, some people will do whatever.
And the evening band and show.
Yeah, but you could do a picnic at every pool party.
Yeah.
Out on the area, you know, the grass area.
Mhm.
And then have kind of like what Disney does, they have people in the pools running games,
Mhm.
you know, having it be trivia,
That's
pool games and things like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that could be another aspect going on. So, and if you did want it at one, you know, going on simultaneously, it could, but.
Right. And it also brings us to that kind of idea that we were discussing on, well, why don't we bring stuff to other villages? Well, this is our opportunity to kind of kill two birds with one stone by putting that on for, you know, the specifics, but it's for also everybody as a whole to be able to celebrate on the day versus, you know, having to do 2 days worth of something.
People would be invested in it and stay to do it,
Mhm.
opposed to, well, doing this tomorrow, and maybe I'll go to this the next day, they might be
Right.
willing to do the whole day.
And then you can do whatever you did, like if a picnic party in the morning, give an hour, so they can go up and if they wanna change for the picture, and they give them another hour to change. If it's 5 and you wanna go back and you wanna change for the evening, then you give them enough time to go and they could have reserved seating and you could have the stadium seating, a little combination of everything. But you're gonna sell off the reserved seating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Budget for this event,
It's still being discussed for CCS.
so break that all down, so that we have a big event with segments.
Yeah, so once we have that budget, we'll be happy to share it with you all, so you can see, like Allison said, about the whole
And
thing. Usually it's like in September, so.
I'm like, we do it every year.
Yeah, it's usually in September's board meeting.
I think it sounds like, I like, again, I like the 1 day thing, especially for staff too. I mean, just stretching that out to 3 days.
Mhm.
1 day, boom.
So will we still have the Founder's Day ceremony? Because that's what we did.
The veterans, oh, no.
We still run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking on,
Huh?
you're looking at the person.
No, I'm just saying, but would that be on the same day or, I mean, that's what I'm just trying to figure out, Because usually it's like that Saturday, so I'm just trying to think that
When is
technically it's
Veterans
2
Day?
days.
Do we have anything?
They usually do it on Saturday.
This
Second
year it's
Saturday.
it's Saturday, I just told.
Hey guys, I have a couple of quick questions to bring me up to speed. Did they give you a quote for the drone show? Did they tell you how many drones and how long?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's gonna show that.
Yeah, I'm
Are
running
these the people who do the Disneyland Paris?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I didn't see it because they didn't.
Sorry.
So the good thing is, if they did say if we book before 2026, it's gonna be this price right here. And that's for a fully customized 500 drone show.
Cool, that's a great price. Like, that's actually really great. Did they do, is there anything in the contract that they have about like force majeure, rain delays, anything like that for refunds or postponement?
So they didn't give us that. This is just kind of their proposal for the show
This is just
itself.
their pitch deck. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Cool. That would be the only thing that I would double check in the contract. Just kind of glancing at it as a drone pitch deck, it looks really good. They've done their homework. That's a good number of drones, which means they're a competent enough company, and that's a really solid price for an event. So yeah, everything that I see just kind of tertiary looks great from kind of a technical standpoint.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that means red. Right. It just means lightning is past 10 miles.
It's fast. So one more.
It's 3, that means it's all clear. If you only hear one long whistle, that means get off.
So was that 2 or 3?
That was
3 rounds. But we always double check with the apps, so to make the people. You comply with all, it's all right. That.
All right, what else? Just want to know anything else?
That was all I had for now.
Wow, it's gonna be fun. So are we done with that? Are we done with this?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right, so that brings us to number 5. Do we have any member or anybody else have any discussion on anything they'd like to bring up? Nope. Well, thank you all. Great idea.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
If there's no further business, Nate and Deb, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. And,
Thank you.
And,
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Deb. Bye, Nate. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And what I was